So much of what we see online is telling moms the exact same thing. Wake up earlier, do more, optimize your routines and systems, basically try harder. But as a Christian mom, I really had to ask myself, is that really what God is wanting me to do? Because Christian productivity isn't hustle. It starts with something totally different, which is to be still. And today I want to give you a completely different definition of productivity, one that actually fits real motherhood. And I'm hoping you'll walk away knowing how to choose what matters most and let go of the pressure to do it all and just really feel peaceful again, even if your to-do list is not finished. So, first of all, I just think we need to really see it for what it is. The day and age we live in, social media has just taken over, and so much of us spend time really focused on what other people are doing. We're kind of bringing all of this in every single day. New recipes, new routines, new products, and we're consuming so much of those new ideas, and the message is you're not doing this, and so you need to start doing it, right? You need to try harder, you need to do more, you're not doing enough. Most moms are feeling very behind and guilty. They're feeling like it's never done, it's never enough. And I was there for a really long time. I really was sure that the answers were out there somewhere, right? I had a degree in human development to try to be the best mom I could be. I had learned so many things. I owned so many parenting books. That's what I would do in my spare time. I would go on Pinterest and look for more printables and more recipes or decorating ideas, and I was just piling it on because I thought that's what I was supposed to do. I needed to keep trying and try harder and be my best, and so it was this constant like, oh, I need to level up, I need to do this better, I need to start doing this, and oh, even though my chore system's working just fine, I need to implement this new thing because it's a better idea. But my idea now of Christian productivity and my understanding of it is it's more about choosing what serves your family and your spirit today without all the extra pressure. It's me really tapping into that discernment and judgment that I have that the Spirit will bless me with once I'm still enough to quiet down what the world is telling me. All those messages are coming from the world or from culture or society, however you want to see it, telling us this is what a good mom looks like. She cooks from scratch. She wears an apron. Or she has kids who obey her completely. She homeschools. She does all these things, and it's whatever whatever is in our world, right? Whatever we're exposed to, whatever people we follow, those are the inputs that are coming in to piece together this perfect mom or this good mom, the Christian mom who's productive, right? That's what this looks like. And all of that comes down to working harder usually. But when we're making the shift into stewardship and stewarding without that external pressure, we learn, and what I kind of honed in my ability to do was to really do what mattered most with God, right? With His direction and with His help, and to make those daily decisions. We're faced with a lot of great options, things to do with our time, things to focus on. We want to teach our kids this long list of things, but we have to know our capacity and understand that be still, right? The whole scripture, be still and know that I am God. That's the foundation. Stillness restores our ability to be in the right frame of mind, to not be in a state of comparison or a state of kind of beating ourselves up or guilt, but we can actually really choose peace. We can have some stillness and be able to see our actual children, see ourselves, see our home, how God intended it to be, which is unique, right? He made us all unique. We have our own circumstances and our own strengths, and everything that makes us who we are should be showing up in our homemaking and in our parenting. And when we're thinking about productivity, it isn't about getting as much done as possible, which for me, that's what it used to be. Like my mom days were like, I would be so proud if I got this done and this done and this done. Oh, and I also cleaned the bathrooms and I did this. But Christian productivity is about doing the right things and being guided by the Spirit all along the way. Because our kids have certain needs in certain moments. And for me, unfortunately, I was so caught up in just kind of the daily grind, the to-do list, the same specific things that I thought were important, but really I was losing sight of the uniqueness of each day and the potential of each day to be guided where He really needed me to be. So maybe this is all a little too ambiguous. Let's try to get a little more practical. For me, if you've ever heard my videos, I talk a lot about I have one to do a day instead of like 10 to 15, which is how I used to do my planner. I have like appointments or things that are at a certain time on my calendar, and then on the other side I have basically the to-do list. And at the beginning of each week on Sunday night, I sit down and I plan with my husband, and I establish personally one to-do for each day. And that way the day feels more manageable. It feels like there's room to breathe, and more importantly, space for whatever little things come up. Maybe a little nudge of inspiration of someone or something that needs my attention, or if a child is really having a hard day, then I don't feel like, oh no, all of this is gonna have to wait. And so I see that as like a huge interruption and disruption. Whereas when I have one to do, I can knock that out really quickly and then focus my attention on other things. Practically speaking, I also feel like it allows me to be a lot more present with my kids. I used to just feel very busy all day. I was like tidying throughout the day always, or I was wiping counters, kind of cleaning, or like doing those things that in our minds always need to get done. But I recognized I could put some limits on that. So like for me, I tidy twice a day, 5 minutes at 2 different points in the day, and then no other times do I allow myself to tidy. That's just some discipline that I decide is for the greater good for my own mental health mostly. And for me, it's realizing that's actually a more productive use of my time, to only be tidying during those little windows, instead of this feeling of, oh, I'm always productive because I'm always picking up the house. Like that's not fulfilling. It wasn't fulfilling for me. There are times also when something stays undone on purpose. Something's dirty or something is waiting for me, and intentionally I am choosing something else in that moment. And that's what this whole concept kind of opens up for us, is the ability to make intentional choices instead of reacting to our environment. Because there's always needs, so many needs, right? We're moms. There's people needing us. There's tasks and chores and messes demanding our attention. But we don't have to feel like we're at the mercy of that to just kind of ping pong back and forth between everything. We can make the intentional choice. And the best part is the fruits of all of this stillness translates to less overwhelm for me, so much more peace, clear priorities, and a sense of like direction with my life, just more joy in general, and certainly in motherhood. I definitely feel closer to God, and I'm inviting Him into my motherhood even more than I was before, because it's not just about the chores, it's not just about the to-dos. And believe me, I understand it's so challenging because our list is very long. There's always a super long list. I'm sitting here saying I make, one to do a day. That doesn't mean my house stays perfect. It doesn't mean I feel a zillion percent satisfied with the level of cleanliness. It's just a conscious choice that my peace and my happiness and my worth, more importantly, isn't hinging on the state of my home. Let's say Christian productivity is just about a very intentional way of going about your day, of going about your responsibilities, going about your stewardship. Because part of that stewardship is you, your energy, your capacity, your limits, and we ignore that so much of the time, forgetting that's a big responsibility that we have to be a good steward over ourselves and to embrace and love who we are as a person. God made us unique. He blessed us with certain traits, certain characteristics that are beautiful and wonderful. And as we bring that into our day-to-day choices and productivity, we can learn to really love ourselves and to really be confident in who we are. Don't mother like me. It's not about what I'm doing. You get to mother like you because God made you in a very special way for the very special kids that you have, and that should show up in your home. So I'll see you soon.